Welcome to the Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today we have a special guest all the way from Asia and Africa, folks. That's right, Asia and Africa. His name is Samir
Salem.
Welcome to Americas.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
And after 35 years.
35 years?
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you with Revere, and it's a pleasure to have you in the United States. Before we start off, Samir, I'd like to give us a little history of Egypt, if you can.
It's a long history. Which part you want to talk about?
Let's say from the time of King Farouk.
From after King Farouk, when the revolution, 1952,
right,
was Nasser.
Yep, Gamal Abdel Nasser.
Gamal Abdel Nasser, and he died 1970, and came Anwar Sadat, and he was a good
man
president.
When he got assassinated.
Yes, yes, he's the one who made peace in the Middle East.
Right.
He was a good man.
Yep.
And after him, after he got killed,
Mubarak.
we have Mubarak for 30 years.
Right.
And we had the revolution 2 years ago.
Right.
To get rid of Mubarak. And now we have a new system in Egypt. Not everybody happy about it.
Right. But let me ask you, is Egypt today more democratic or a little less democratic?
They say they're democratic, but it doesn't feel like democratic. You know, the Muslim Brotherhood, everybody in the beginning, include myself, we thought they're going to be
more democratic.
Different, democratic, but in effect, no.
So there's no difference now than it was in the previous?
No.
No, that's bad.
Till now, it doesn't show any different.
Right. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, because you see the culture that you had in Egypt as compared to our culture here. We have freedom in this country. You can speak against the government if you want to.
Yes.
You can vote against the government. You got parties here that you can do that. Where in some countries they only have one party, and if you don't vote for that party, you have a little problem.
That's right.
So I'm going to ask you. You were raised in, you were born and raised in Port Said.
I was born and raised in Port Said.
And that is the city that borders both?
That's a city, it's divided between Asia and Africa.
Right, and that's near the Red Sea?
Yes, that's in the corner with the Red Sea and Suez Canal.
Right, and that is where the water flows, let's say, from the Red Sea down to the Mediterranean?
Correct.
Down a little downhill?
A little, not much.
By the way, okay, that's the Suez Canal. What about the Nile River?
The Nile River, it's been there since the earth started. It comes from Africa, as you know.
Right.
Ethiopia and all this part, and goes through like 3 different countries.
Right, that's
includes
like
Sudan and Egypt, and end up in the Mediterranean Sea.
That's like the wheat basket for Egypt, right? I mean, people actually live.
Actually, people in Egypt, they leave the whole country empty, and they live around
the Nile. That's where most of the population is then?
That's most of the people, yeah. 90%.
Right. I also understand another big city. You mentioned Port Said. We'll forget about Cairo for the time being. Alexandria. They had a terrific library there.
Yes. They just built up like 10, 12 years ago.
What happened to it?
They just built a new one.
Oh, a new one?
In Alexandria, yes.
Yeah, because they had books that go back thousands of years. As a matter of fact, Egypt goes back over 10,000 years.
Yes, maybe
right?
more.
With Cleopatra, Mark Antony, Julius Caesar. Right.
Yeah.
You give me a good history lesson, by the way.
Sure.
Let me thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Right. By the way, I see you have a beautiful dress, I believe that is behind you.
Yes.
Could you get that and show it to the people and tell them what it's about?
Sure. Okay. Actually, this boutique is my wife's boutique.
Yep.
She owned the wife. She worked for the city, by the way.
Right.
She worked in McKinley School.
Oh,
as
she
a
does?
cafeteria manager, yes. And she got this boutique. The clothes we sell, it's long sleeve and long dress. And if you remember, 40s and 50s, even the movie, the old movie.
Right.
Even in America, they used to wear cover. I mean, the cover.
Yep, you see that on TV.
So that's nothing new. It's been there.
Right.
And that's as a religion, and our religion, you're supposed to be covered.
You have to be covered.
You have to be covered except the face and the hand.
Then how come some of the women, and for the ladies out there, how come a lot of them have to wear what they call the burqas with only the eyes showing? Is that stuff part of religious, or is that something man?
No, that's not a part of religion.
It's not?
Yeah, in our book, in the Quran,
Yeah.
it's asked to just cover
the head,
show the head and a face.
That's
and
why
a hand.
that's why they wear the
Yes,
scarf.
but there is people they choose it like different country they use it, but
Oh, they
it's
do.
not part of religion.
By the way, Samir, could you take that dress off and show it to on
Sure.
TV so the
Sure.
people can see? Because it is a beautiful looking thing. I don't know if they got the camera. Has anybody got the? There we go. Right there. Right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay right there. Yep, you can show it like on that.
All right.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Samir, I see you bought some Egyptian relics in, and let me make sure I get my Egyptian history correct.
I just told you. I hope you don't forget.
No, this is Cleopatra.
Yes.
This is the gods, and you say they had many gods.
They had
in
too
it,
many gods in that time.
right?
Yeah.
This one here is King Tut,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
This is the Sphinx,
Sphinx. Yeah.
right? And that's Ramesses.
Ramses. By the way, Ramses was here in America in the 90s.
Yep, I went to
At
visit
the
him at the
Museum of
Museum of
Science,
Science,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And it was a huge, huge monument over there. He's back in Egypt now,
Yes.
resting in peace there,
Yes.
I hope? Or is he still traveling the world?
No, he's still traveling.
He still travels?
Yes.
Fantastic. By the way, could you give us just a little history of some of these items, like, let's say, Cleopatra?
Cleopatra, she was the ruler in Egypt.
What
So-
she was-
I'm not sure when, what time.
Right,
And that's, by the way, that's a lighter.
That is a lighter?
Yes.
Yeah, I got to ask you, according to the history, she was, I think, Greek,
She was Greek.
right?
Yes.
But she ruled Egypt,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And she had I believe, a baby by Julius Caesar, if my memory serves me correct, because that's what I read. She had a son.
No, I don't think so.
That's what
Yeah.
I heard, but I
Yeah.
mean, okay,
No.
so that's Cleopatra.
Yes.
With Mark Antony. How about the gods here? Which one is that? Now, you say there was a lot of them.
Was God for everything in the life. Was God for, if you get sick, you go to one of the gods. I'm not sure which one it there, but was too many gods.
Okay, then I got to ask you this question. There was a god there called Isis, Isis?
Isis.
Isis,
Isis,
in your
yeah.
language. Okay,
Yeah.
Isis in your
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about him? What Isis was like?
Isis, she was a woman, not a guy.
Oh, a woman?
Yes.
Oh.
She was a ruler too at some time in Egypt.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the timing because it's a long, long time ago.
Right. Okay, by the way, you got to forgive me. I forgot to welcome you with Salam Alaikum.
Thank you. Shalom.
Thank you. Thank you. That's in Arabic.
You know, Salam alaikum, that's mean peace
be
follow
up-
you.
Right.
Or peace
be up-
follow you, yeah.
Yeah, we usually say peace be upon you.
Yes.
Which is the same thing.
Yes, the same
In
thing.
your language, my
Yes.
language. Yep.
Yeah.
That's fantastic over here. Now, this one here, as I look at this, let me face the camera right there.
Sure.
If you can see
That's
it.
King Tut.
That's King Tut right here. And I like to back up a little. There's King Tut. There's Cleopatra. And there's one of the gods. And by the way, is this a cat god?
Yes.
By the way, I love cats. I got so many
Okay.
of them. Oh my. Would you like some?
Cats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many?
Some cats?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I like, but I don't have them. I don't have any.
Here we have, by the way,
Sphinx.
the Sphinx.
It's the face of a human being and a body of lion.
Is that what it is? Now, this
Yes.
Sphinx is complete. It has a nice nose. But
Yes.
I believe during the War of Napoleon, the nose was blowing
He
off.
knocked the nose down, yes.
Which one, the French army or the Egyptian?
No, the French army.
They knocked the nose off?
Yes.
Okay. And of course, over there, we
The
have the one and only
Ramses, yeah.
Ramesses. That's the one that came. Boy, can you see that? That's Ramesses.
Yes.
He's the one that came to the United States in the
Yes,
90s.
he visited most of the world.
Yep. He's the one that, he's also in the Bible, you know.
Yes.
Right.
He's mentioned in the Bible, yes.
Yep. He's mentioned in the Old, the New, and
Yeah.
the Quran.
Yes.
Yep. So there's a good history of Egypt. Now, I understand something else which I would like to ask you. Zamir.
Okay.
How many years have you been married, first of all, roughly?
I've been married for 25 years,
Right?
and my wife is number 6.
What do you mean, number 6?
I started married when I was 19, and
She's your sixth wife?
yes, she's number 6.
Oh, no,
But she's the last one.
okay, right. In America, you can only have
Yes.
one, you know.
No, I don't have them together.
Oh.
I was to marry
Okay.
one after one.
One after the, yep.
Yes, yes.
Right, now can I ask you a question if
Sure.
it's all right? In the Quran, on the Muslim religion, I know you can have 4 wives. Is that the most, or is
no.
that a myth?
No, let me explain to you something.
Please do.
four wife, not for fun. You can just go ahead and marry four wife.
You can?
No.
Oh.
That's not true. They put rules, and it's not easy to marry more than one. If your wife gets sick, God forbid, normal life, you're gonna divorce her. She can go on the street, on a shelter. No, as a Muslim, if your wife get really sick and you wanna marry another woman, you have to be fair between both. You have to get her the same house.
You got to keep.
Or you're gonna keep this one. You can't divorce her.
Oh, you can't.
No.
See, now we here in America, like you say, well, we hear like in your faith, if you want to get divorced, you say it 3 times, I divorce you, and it's over. That's not true.
No, as a divorce, yes, but I mean, if you want to marry to another woman.
But you can't divorce a sick woman or
just
throw her out?
You keep spend money on her equally with the new one.
Oh.
And you get her permission to get married. It's not easy. I mean, it's in our book, you're allowed to marry, but under a lot of rules you have to follow it.
Oh.
You have to be equal between both or 3. You have to be really equal. And God said, you have to be equal, and you're not going to be equal. And He knows, as a human being, we're not going to equal. So it's not funny. Everybody said Muslim married to 4. That's not true. They have to understand the condition. And if God said, you have to be equal, and in the same time, you're not going to be equal. So He knows we're not going to be equal, so you can do it.
Okay. See, now this is something that was clarified. I was always under the interpretation.
No. People make fun of it, like.
No, we don't make fun of it.
No, I mean, they have a wrong idea.
Right.
They think Muslim can marry 4 for fun. No.
Right. Like in America, you can't have polygamy. I mean, you can only have one wife here, even though they say the Mormon, for example, could have more than one. But that's not true in America.
I think that's good, because in a city, if you divorce a lady for some reason, sickness or whatever, and you throw her in the street, even if you give her money, but she's going to be in the street, she's sick. So as a Muslim, no, you can't do this. You have to give her dignity, you have to give her a life exactly like the one
that you're marrying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the right thing to do, by the way.
Yeah.
But you see, in the United States, we marry one. But the trouble is now, we have a lot.
And let me tell you something. Who can afford 2 now? I mean, to marry one these days, and in the time we live, believe me, it's more than enough.
Let me tell you, one will give you a headache.
I know.
Can you imagine what 2 can do to you?
I know.
Okay. By the way, I also understand that you served in the army.
Yes.
And what year was that, if I may ask you?
I served in the Egyptian army for almost 5 years. I finished college actually, I charged my career in Egypt after I was 16. It was a special school for Air Force.
Oh, for the Air Force?
It was only 2 schools in the whole world, one in England and one in Egypt. At Nasser's time, he's the one, he created this school. At age 16, I used to fly.
At 16?
Yes. Swim, do everything like normal military guy. And after 3 years as a high school, special high school, you go to the Air Force for a short time.
So you was in the Egyptian Air Force?
Yes. And I served with American. That's the reason I came to this country, because I made a friend with people from the military I used to train with. It's like close to Libya board.
Yep.
We used to train together. So he's the one, he gave me idea about America, and you can come here and study. And so when I came here in 1980, I tried to join the Air Force, but I need money, so I keep working to make money, and I forgot about it.
That's fantastic. I got to tell you, my parents were immigrants too. They came from Germany and Russia. And I'm the first generation. My mother, when she said, and her husband, my father, when they both came here, they got down on the ground and kissed the soil when they arrived in the United States. That's how much they love this country.
I tell you what, when I go vacation in Egypt, when I'm coming back to America, I say to my people over there, I'm going home. That's my home. Not Egypt.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
Really. We have a lot of, I tell the people, if you look at Revere, I had a little high school girl on here the other day.
Okay.
She taught me in the high school, the people in Revere, there's 41 different languages that I speak, just in Revere.
That's
so
true.
Yep.
That's
and
true.
we have a melting pot in Revere. We have Buddhists, we have Muslims, we have Hebrews, we have Christians, we have
And
all
we
kinds
all
of
live
nationalities.
together.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to look at the United States of America, you don't
That's
have
what
to,
America is.
Right.
That's
Just look at
America.
Revere.
It's people from everybody, they get together.
Right.
And they share one thing, love America.
Exactly.
That's right.
We have you know what America does? We not only love like you do, we try to help people on the other side of the world, in Asia, Africa,
That's
the
right.
Philippines,
That's
which
right.
is also part of Asia, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I got to ask you
Sure.
about your family. 'Cause,
Okay.
You have any children?
I have 3 kids.
Are they all in the United States?
They all was born in the United States, yes, in Boston.
Boston?
Yeah. I have a boy, he's
Yep.
23. He finished high school, but he can't make up his mind yet, which place he wins.
Give him
Which
time.
college, yeah.
Give him-
I just give him time. My second one, Mona.
Yep.
She just finished, she's going to finish this Friday
Oh.
from Simmons College.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, she's going to finish, what do you call it, political science.
Is she?
She's going to graduate this Friday. And I have Marwa, she's at Simmons College also. She's her second year, she study business and communication.
Fantastic. Now I'm going to ask you some more questions.
Sure.
When you were in Egypt, forget before coming to the
Yes,
United States.
yes.
Forget about coming to. Did you go out to any other country in the Middle East?
No, that
You
was
never
my
went to
first
Saudi
step. No,
No.
no.
This was your first foreign country.
Yes.
And
You know, if you join the army anywhere in the world, you're not allowed to go anywhere. The reason I came here because I was trained with some American. He's the one pushed me and advised me to leave the army and come to America, which
so
I
you-
did.
So after you left the Egyptian army, you came to the United
Yes.
States. That's very, very good.
Yes.
And when did you become a citizen?
3 years after I came
After
here.
you came here,
Yeah.
3 years?
Yeah.
Did you study hard?
I tried to.
Did you?
Yes.
By the way, I got to say something to you. I
Sure.
come up here and I do a show with a lot of people. We had a kid from Ireland
Yes.
who came here just to do the show. He works at the studio, Gavin.
Okay.
Come all the way from Ireland, which was a pleasure. You come all the way from Egypt.
Yep.
We have another one who was here. Well, he's not here yet. Well, I hope to get him. He's also from Egypt.
Okay.
We have a woman that is from Tunisia.
Okay.
And then there was another one. I hope I got all the geography because my head isn't as good as it
Okay.
used to be. Talking about the Mediterranean, you have Morocco. Is that borders the Mediterranean?
Yes.
That does. Tunisia.
Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia,
Tunisia, Libya,
Egypt,
and Libya.
Lebanon,
Libya.
Lebanon, and
Right.
Syria.
And Syria. They all border the Mediterranean.
They all around the
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean,
So now the culture, let me ask you, the cultures in those different countries, like let's take Syria. Well, Syria's having a problem.
Yeah.
Let's take Lebanon.
Okay.
Let's take Libya. Let's take Morocco.
Okay.
Are they, when they, do they, are
It
they
used to be different culture.
That's what I was
But
gonna
now, if you travel to anywhere in the world, you're going to see McDonald's, you're going to see the American movie. You think, if you go to Cairo, you think it's still in New York. If you go to Cairo,
even today?
today, if you go to Cairo,
Yep.
right in the middle of Cairo, you think you're still in New York City.
Now, let me ask you, I hear a lot of people, now I watch the British broadcasting
Okay.
because they have the world news from all different countries because they can get in where we can't. When they interview the people there, 99.9% speak English.
Yes.
So English is spoken in most of these countries?
Actually, English is the second language after Arabic in the school.
In the Middle
Egypt,
East?
yes.
In Egypt?
No, not the whole Middle East. In Egypt.
Just in Egypt.
Algeria, Morocco, they speak French.
Let me ask you about Iran. Iran is not an Arab country, or is it?
They Farsi. They don't consider Arab.
Oh, they
Farsi.
don't?
No.
But they speak Arabic there, or they
No,
speak?
they speak Farsi.
And that's not the same type
No,
of.
no.
Oh,
It's
oh.
close to Arabic, but it's not.
And what about the country of Iraq?
Iraq, they speak Arabic,
They
but
do.
different dialogue. Yes.
Oh, okay. And in Syria, the same thing?
Syria, they speak Arabic.
Yep. So
Yeah.
Arabic is the predominantly main
Yes.
language in the Middle East,
Yeah.
and English is second.
The second one, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very, very good. That's fantastic. Now
Thanks.
I'm going to ask you.
Sure.
I know you have a little shop down the street over
Yes.
here where you could, people, if they want to buy all these little nice relics that we showed them,
Yeah.
the Ramesses, the Sphinx, the cat, Cleopatra, and Tutankhamun.
Yeah.
This way, okay.
Okay.
Male and female, okay. I
Yeah.
don't want to mix them up in there.
Yeah, it's not for Muslim only. The shop for everybody. We got most of the customers. They American.
Yep.
They like the style. They
Right.
like to wear something long. So I think it's for everybody except the scarf. Where you put the scarf, on the top of your head or around your neck. That's the only difference.
That's the only difference.
Yes. As a Muslim, you're gonna put it on the top of your head. If
Okay.
you're not a Muslim, you're gonna put it around your neck.
Right. Now I got to ask you this
Sure.
question. What type of sports do you have in the Middle Eastern countries that we do not have? Remember.
No, it's not you don't have. Like soccer, it's a big.
Soccer is finally
That's
coming
number
here.
one.
Yeah. Where in
the whole Middle East.
soccer
Not
is
just
number,
Egypt.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we finally, soccer came into our country a few years
Yeah, a
back.
few
At
years
one time
ago,
it
yeah.
wasn't even here.
That's true.
Is there any other sport? What about, like we have boxing here? Do they have that in the...
We have most of the sports, but soccer, it's the main thing. Everybody likes soccer.
Okay, yeah. What about baseball? I know...
No, baseball is not in Egypt at all.
Not,
No.
I mean, not only in Egypt, I mean...
Not in the Middle East, no.
Football, American football?
No,
No?
no. Not yet, but it's gonna.
Yeah, we
It's
got to
gonna.
get over there
Yes.
and do that.
It will.
You let the steam out playing
Yes.
sports instead
Yeah.
of doing anything else over there. By the way, what is the main, like I want to ask you, the main product of Egypt today? I mean, you know, their main export.
It used to be the cotton, Egyptian cotton.
Yep.
Used to be the best cotton in the whole world,
Right?
but not anymore.
What stopped that, if I may ask? Is it
The
war?
government. They ruined the cotton, you know. Used to be the cotton. A few years ago, if you go to Kabli and you look at the shirt, they put it in the glass.
Yep.
They used to put it like diamond, Egyptian cotton.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yeah.
You mean on
Used to be in
Newberry Street?
Yes. Not anymore. But they're working on it to get it back.
Right. And what about what about the agricultural over there, if I may ask you?
Agriculture, Egypt used to be producing everything enough and more enough. Now we're struggling with wheat. We're struggling. But those people, the new people in the government, they start working on it, and I hope they do.
I got to tell you, I'm going to talk about the Bible for 1 minute.
Sure,
if I can,
sure.
Because Egypt does show up in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they had a famine going back way then for 7 years, good times, 7 years, bad times.
That's right.
Is
yeah.
that?
That was the dream.
From Joseph?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Joseph, he's the one explain about the dream.
Right.
7 years gonna be
Good.
good, and you have everything, and 7 years it's gonna be dry.
Right.
And nothing. So he advised him to save those 7 years, food and wheat and all this for the other 7 years coming.
Right. That's good. Well, I'm going to tell you, we got a few minutes left,
Sure.
and I want you to take as much time as you need and wrap it up and tell us what you liked when you first came to America and what you liked about America.
Tell
Everything you loved about America.
The most thing I like about America,
The
freedom.
Right, but when you first came here.
When I first came here,
the very first day you got
believe
off the
me,
boat.
we study English in Egypt, but when I came here, I have no idea. I can't even speak it, and I was one of the few Arab in America. I arrived in New York, and I took a cab to the 42nd Street, the only street I know.
I come from New York, originally
Yes.
from Brooklyn.
And the guy asked me, the cab driver, I asked him how much. He said whatever he said, I couldn't understand, so I opened my wallet to him. He took everything.
Took everything?
He took every penny I have. He left me with nothing.
That's a true America.
So it was hard in the beginning because there was nobody to talk to. I don't speak the language.
Right.
I don't have anybody to help me.
Right.
Right now, you come from anywhere in the world, you're going to find your group, your people. They're going to help you. When I came to this country, believe it or not, it was not too many Arab. Few. So it was hard for me in the beginning for first
I worked
2
in
weeks.
Midland, Michigan, if I can say.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Michigan at all? Okay, I worked in Midland. I used to go down to Dearborn,
Okay.
where they have the Ford Museum and the Ford Motor
Yeah.
Company. That used to be predominantly mixed But today I understand it's predominantly Arab or Muslims, they're born.
Yes.
And they also have, you see what makes America great? You also have a representative, I believe, in Congress that represents the Muslim community in there.
Yes.
Right. And what about, like around the area here? Are you a very religious person, if I may ask?
I am,
You
but
are?
I'm not, you know, I follow my religion. I pray.
Well, your religion is the same as the part of the Christian and part of the Hebrew.
Yes, yes.
Which is good.
I don't hurt anybody.
No.
I just, you know.
The Quran has the Ten Commandments. The New Testament has the Ten Commandments.
That's
and the Old Testament has
And believe it or not, if in our religion, there is people, they don't understand the Quran.
That's right.
And they call themselves Muslim. No, they're not Muslim. You know, in the Quran, like your book, like any other religion, they don't want you to kill, they don't want you to cheat, they don't want you to hurt anybody.
That's right.
But there is people, they born to do that.
That's in every religion.
Yes.
By the way, Zamfir, I got to say a couple of things to you. First of all, I want to say it was an honor. I mean,
Thank you
to
very
have you
much.
on the show.
Same here.
Right?
Thank you very
God
much.
bless you.
Thank
As
you.
we say, you know, salam alaikum to
Alaikum
you.
salam.
Right. Well, let me say this again. God bless you for coming to America.
Thank you.
And God bless you and your family.
And God bless you too.
Thank you.
Thank
and God bless the city of Revere,
Of
our
course.
people here. The
By
great
the
country.
way,
Go ahead.
Revere, it's a very nice place to live.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We have a nice police department.
Excellent.
They take care of Broadway.
Yep.
We have a nice mayor.
Yep.
And we have
Dan
nice
Rizzo.
people like you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And God bless you. God bless
Thank
the
you.
United States of
Thank
America.
you.
And I hope to see you again someday.
I
I know
hope
you
so.
always say hello to me when I go by
Sure.
Broadway. Right.
Sure.
You pop out at the place and you say, hello, Mars. How are you? You know, and I like that. And thank you.
Thank you.
Until the next time, folks, thank you for listening.
Thank you.